Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage. Welcome back to episode 25 of Europa Universalis IV as Japan. We are in episode 25. It is the last video of the week and I've been having a lot of fun this week. We have managed to do some really good stuff. We've taken pretty much all of Korea with the exception of two little provinces. We've managed to split away from Yerevan and we're now about to take most of their provinces. We have taken out a few more natives up here. We've started to colonize Alaska. We are really making some headway. Been having a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and see which of these ones actually have Jiangsu claims on them. All three of those do, and this does. I have a claim on that as well, but do I really want it? Not really. It's an island. They might as well have it because it's linked by a strait. Now, unfortunately, they won't be able to get Darren, but we might be able to take it. So let's start by flipping these provinces over so that they are all directly controlled by Jiangsu. Because they have claims on them all. Now that does leave Yerevan with a couple of provinces that maybe I can take for myself and then sell them over. Maybe we can even give them to... what happens if I give everything to Jiangsu? Let's go and have a look and see how that works out. If I give everything over to Jiangsu. So, we want to sue for peace. You're going to give everything up to Jiangsu. Which they can afford. Easily to do. It'll give them... Well, we'll get some aggressive expansion. We won't get the overextension. I don't really care about my march. We're going to be getting rid of them completely. So, let's see if we can take all of their money. 180 ducats. Ba-boom. Brilliant. All of a sudden, my march is no longer weedy. Let's go ahead and... oh, you've gained conquests. Okay, so we've got some CBs against Jiangsu now because we've got some claims on provinces that we've just given to them. That's fine. We knew that was going to happen. We're not too bothered about it. It does cause a little bit of diplo tension, but we're not too bothered about that. Korea wants military access. Yeah, good luck with that. We've gained a ship. We've gained another... Actually, I'm glad we gained a transport because I've actually used a transport to move someone to Alaska. So that makes us back up to the full 16. We still only have 29 ships here. Let's go ahead and put you back on to protecting trade in Nippon. And we do have money in the bank now. Yeah, people rising up. Money in the bank. So, let's go and grab a few more light ships. They are a little bit more expensive at the moment because of that event that we took that gives us the reduced diplo cost, but never mind. You are going to mothball and group up. Very, very good. So, provincial unrest is still in that native province that we took. Mainly because we're still coring or converting or something like that. You guys are all working your way back, suffering massive amounts of attrition, which is what we like to see. And, yeah, Yerevan is gone now as well, completely. So, our list of potential targets is getting smaller and smaller. We do have a claim on Yan. We have a claim on this province here. Who are you allied with? You're actually allied with Z, Chu, and Wu. Well, we'll be going to war with Wu at some point as well, because Wu is actually our rival. You're allied with a few people as well. What about Ming these days? Yeah, Ming's got a lot of allies as well. Well, obviously one of them's me, so he's only really got two. But Ming is still quite powerful. Maybe not quite the time to go to war with him yet. Let's just keep exploring everything that we can. There's still a possibility at some point that we will find somebody who is Western. It's definitely taking its time, but there'll be somebody around somewhere. Or even finding somebody over here at some point. Maybe more luck if we start heading down here towards Central America. Maybe we'll find Castile or Portugal or something like that. So Japan is still growing. We've got no manpower at the moment, which is unfortunate. And we still need about 5,000 men to fully reinforce everything that we've lost. So, what did you guys do? Looks like you've gotten rid of all the forts. That's fine. You're probably way overextended, but they will start coring these provinces. They'll do it on their own. Saves me an awful lot of points. They probably love me to bits. They don't love me that much. Improved relations has dropped off a little bit. We can go ahead and improve things with them, so we should do that. Let's go and cap improved relations. Colony has become self-sustaining. Well, we do have a mission to go and grab Armpit down here, so let's consider doing that. And yes, I'm aware I just called it Armpit. That was intentional. Let's just unmothball these. As sad as it is, it just reminds me of How to Train Your Dragon 2. If you haven't seen that movie, where he asks the dragon what they should call a new island he's spotted, and he just calls it Itchy Armpit. It just always made me laugh, that did. Okay, so we have finished that exploration. We are going to do Moluccas. Not really an awful lot else we can do. We might have to retire this explorer soon. That is, of course, unless we can get the... oh, yeah, we need to call that other province, don't we? That is unless we can increase our Diplo and actually increase the range, which might happen. How far away are we from doing that, by the way? Let's just go and have a realistic look at that. Very close, actually. Very close indeed. May 48. So, yeah, later on this year, we should be able to do that. Converted some heretics. Let's go ahead and do that one while we're waiting for this province to finish coring. Okay, you guys get on the transports. Transports, go and get over here. You send colonists, 3,000. At least we'll then have some borders against Brunei, which will give us another potential target. And of course we can also then fabricate on Majapahit and Pasai, Malacca, Ligor. We'll be able to start moving up through here, moving into, I suppose this is Vietnam? Sounds like it might be right. We'll lose the 10 Diplo. Yeah, I think this is Vietnam. And again, I apologise if I'm getting all this stuff totally wrong. My geography is terrible. Okay, that's another core. Brilliant. We can invest in a new technology, which is our military tech. We definitely want to go ahead and get that. We're still behind the time. Next rank, we get more combat width. We get cavalry fire and infantry shock. So we really want to get to the next one. But we do get better cavalry. We also get better cannons. So let's go for those. And let's make sure that we drop you off. Right click. We drop you off there. It is an amphibious landing, so it does take a little while to happen. But you should be safe there. Let's go ahead and bring the transports back. Put you down here, I suppose. Mothball them up again. And of course we could carry on sort of working on these islands down here. I mean, we may do. It's quite possible that somebody else will come and start colonising them, and in which case we can just take them back off them. But... you know, we do want to sort of start spreading out where we can. And we've got, you know, little people that we can sort of fight. And sometimes it's better. Sometimes it's better to take a province from somebody else than colonise it. Because if you take it from somebody else, there's the potential that they've already developed it somewhat. Also... there was another reason for it, and I can't remember what it was, but mainly it's because... oh, yeah, that was it. First of all, there's a good chance that they've already increased the development, which means it's a better province to take, although it does make it more costly to core. And secondly, if you're going to war with someone, especially if they're just a small one-province minor, they've usually got massive amounts of money, so you might be able to end the war and take 200-300 ducats from them, which is great. Finally, we can increase our Diplo. Let's go ahead and do that. And we have no mission selected. Turn Sampit into a city, which we want to do. Religious unity is probably not going to happen for a while. Manpower reserves need to recover. Always difficult to hit that one. Let's turn it into a city, get reduced local development cost. And we'll just leave it at that. So, I know that it gets a little bit boring when we don't go to war. But you do have to remember that going to war is... not always the way to win this game. especially when you have no manpower. So we are going to have to wait a little bit of time before we can do anything. We do have some lights here, which we're all going to get to band together. Now, hopefully, by the time our explorer has finished exploring, we should have enough... because we've increased our Diplotech, we should be able to head out a little further. So let's just keep piling ships onto the Nippon trade node. We're making a decent-ish amount of money from trade. I mean, 8.7 ducats. We are making... Well, we're barely making any money at all. We're barely making any net gain. What we can do, I suppose, is we can put down our army maintenance a little bit now. We don't have as many rebellions to deal with. Our explorer, can you do anything new now? Yeah, he can. As you can see, he's got quite a list of extra stuff that he can look at now because we've increased the range that he can travel. So let's just keep exploring coasts where we can. Try and uncover that terra incognita. We appear to have... Oh, that's just our little transport that's out there on his own. That is fine. Units suffering casualties, also fine. Don't mind about that. Colonies, 616 over there in Alaska. So things there are going well. Jiangsu will now probably start fabricating claims on... Probably won't fabricate on Ming because Ming is our ally. I don't think they fabricate on your allies, but he will almost definitely start trying to fabricate over here on Buryatia. That's if he hasn't started already. No, it doesn't look like he has. Would be nice if you could volunteer to give up your claims. If I could go and turn around here and say, right, I don't want this claim anymore. But yeah, doesn't let you do that for some reason. I must have been very lucky there to click on the actual trade node and open that up. That was pretty impressive. Okay, we've already finished that. That was quick. Mind you, we are running on speed 3, and we have been for the last 5 videos. I've just literally had the game running at... I try not to go too much faster, because I find if you do, the game lags quite a bit. Admittedly, it's nowhere near as bad as Crusader Kings 2, but it still lags quite a bit. And, you know, playing below... Sometimes I'll slow it right down if I'm in a very complicated war where I'm trying to micromanage lots of armies. It's far too easy to suddenly see the AI's army stop and change direction and come towards you, and then you can't get out. And if you'd have been one day quicker selecting and moving your army, you would have. So I do feel that there's definitely a valid argument for playing on slower speeds and constantly pausing when you're in a busy war. But, you know, this is my sort of 3rd or 4th EU4 series that I've done on the channel. And even though I try to make all of my videos and all of my series sort of educational, I try and teach people how the games work, even though I don't always 100% fully understand them myself. I am not the best player of EU4 in the world, but I'm not terrible. I understand the majority of the mechanics, and I have a pretty good idea of what's going on most of the time, even though a few things still catch me out. So I still like to try and pass on what knowledge I can, because it is a very complex game. But at the same time, I'm very aware that these series can go on for hundreds of videos if you play the whole game at speed 1, which is why I've been trying to play most of the time at a higher speed. And of course, now I'm just waffling to kill time while nothing is happening in the video. We still haven't... Oh, it's the Maldives, so it's still not a Westerner. It could have... Well, England wouldn't be around here this early on. Once we've managed to start uncovering the coast of Africa, I doubt Madagascar is going to be colonised yet, but if we get lucky, there might be something down on the Cape, so we need to see what we can find. And this time you are just going... Yeah, let's go and actually look around Zanzibar. 6 peasant regiments rise up for a revolt in Satsuma. That is very annoying. Why would you do that? So there's Satsuma, so we're going to unmothball the transports, move the transports over here, move our armies down here. We're going to put our army maintenance up, unpause. Not making any money again now, but oh well. So you guys on the boat, you won't all get on the boat, but most of you will. Go and land at Satsuma. With our increasing focus on defence, we've been clearing land around the fort. See, I've not got an increasing focus on defence. Anyway, pop the peasants if you dare. Those peasants are just going to get murdered. And indeed they were. Let's get you back on the boat. I still think it makes more sense to keep my armies over here on the mainland. Because if anyone tries to get onto Japan itself, we'll just try and sink their navy. And let's move you over there because you are actually... I guess you could be mothballed there. There's no harm done. Yeah, we've got a guy over here who's actually converting, so we'll put the army there. And again, we're not making any money. So problems we have at the moment, we're not making any money. Well, not a huge amount of money, but we do have money in the bank. Maybe we should build some buildings. We can invest in a new admin tech. Let's go ahead and grab that. Still not ahead of time, but we're getting there. When do we get our next idea group? Level 10. So a little ways off. So can we grab something that will increase the amount of money that we're going to make? We could try and get some trade power going in. I mean, we already have a lot of trade power over here, so building trade buildings isn't necessarily all that useful. Although we get a ton of trade for building a building there. What about getting some temples? Can we get any decent tax modifiers from these provinces? Well, you do have autonomy, but there's 0.4 ducats that can come out of there. I suppose you can have a temple. Anything else that would give us a decent amount of money? Most of our sort of colonial provinces aren't particularly high. 0.13, 0.13. Yeah, most of these we'd get if we just built them in Japan itself, which I guess we could do. Gain some inflation for admin. No, we don't want, as much as we want the admin, we don't want to gain inflation more quickly than we already are, because it just ends up costing us more money, and that's already our problem right now. So we've still got provincial unrest in Colima, which I believe is this province up here. And that is... well, we finished coring them. We need to do a religious conversion next. So we need to wait for our missionary to finish what he's currently doing. Once that's done, the intolerance will go away. There we go. We've just finished converting this. Let's go ahead and do those guys now. Now that will increase the unrest slightly because we've now got an active missionary there. And that active missionary gives us an extra +6. But once he's gone and the intolerance is gone, that should get rid of most of the unrest up here. Good stuff. Things are starting to work out. Oh, look at Korea. So sad. How long is our truce with them? August 53. So we've got another 3 years and then we can go and finish off Korea and take their last 2 provinces from them. I don't know why they don't just give up and hand them over right now, really. I guess what we should be doing is fabricating claims on them. Because we don't have claims on either of our provinces, or their provinces. So we'll definitely be having those off you, Korea. Okay, spices will now be produced in Sandpit. So we definitely want to try and get a lot of trade power down there if we can. So we're getting some casualties because we are fighting natives, but we are recovering manpower at least. What mission did I take? Maybe I should have taken the manpower one. Oh, it's to turn Sandpit into a city. Okay, call to arms. So you has declared war on Daiviet. The nation of Yu, your faithful allies, requesting that you come to their aid in the Yu conquest of Than Hoa against Daivet. This is a war that they have started. Daivet is allied with Ming and Chansheng. Well, Yu is down here, and they're not that useful to us. And they've just decided to go to war with Ming, who is my ally. I'd sooner stay allied to Ming for the time being, I think, because Ming's a lot more powerful than you. So unfortunately, I'm going to decline, which does give us a prestige hit. One thing we haven't done for a while is we haven't sent an insult. So we can go and insult Wu, and that will give us some more power projection. We're getting quite a few lights. It might also be worth it in the future trying to do a little bit of privateering. We can still have a lot more naval force limit, but I'm not going to worry too much about that right now. We're not at our manpower force limit. Again, I could build up to that, but we'll just have an option. We'll just have a problem where we are spending more money on army maintenance, even though we're not over the force limit. It still costs quite a bit. So I also don't want to be fighting against Ming. I want Ming to stay strong for now, so I can use him to fight against people like Wu and Yan. Excellent. So this colony has become self-sustaining. we need to... Well, we don't need to core it, of course. This is a colonial nation. So, how far can we now colonize? Where's it gone? That one. So we could colonize all the way down to here if we wanted to. And I think that's what we should probably do. We should probably try and leapfrog as much as possible. 2,500 natives, quite aggressive, might be risky. We could always come down here, I suppose. And sort of block them off. Because we can stop, we can work our way backwards. And it'll put us next to a native that we could attack. Yeah, let's go and colonize this. We will put you onto the ship. And that ship can come over here to drop you off. So obviously by taking these provinces it stops these guys from moving around. I mean, they can still move this way. We can always go ahead and fill the gap in that we've missed out. But being next to these natives, I mean, look at this guy, Hyder. If we go into the ledger and look under country, but I can't find it now. Where is it? Treasury. If we find Hyder on this list, they have 700 ducats in their treasury. So we could go over there, once we get next to him, we could go over there and fight that guy and literally take 700 ducats from him. In fact, we have a CB on him right now. We could just go and take all of his money. If I remember to do that, that is something that I should do on the next video. We should literally just get our navy, well, get our transports, go over there with a stack of men, siege him out and take 700 ducats from him. It's that easy. Then we've got the Chinook down here. What have they got? Chinook, they've got 620 something ducats. Then you've got Salish down here. Salish have got another 400 ducats. So that's 1,800 ducats between 4 one-province miners that we have CBs on. So it's really worth coming down here and kicking them in the shins just to take all of their money. And I think that is what we will do when we come back next week. So we might not be having some of the big wars over here. It looks like we might have to go and help these guys out with their separatists as well. But we won't have any big wars for a while because we are trying to recover manpower and let things stabilise. But we can certainly go and start kicking the natives around. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hope you are still enjoying this playthrough of EU4. And remember, if you have enjoyed the video, consider giving it a like. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing if you would like to see more. And for those of you who would like to find a way to help support me in the channel, I do have a completely optional Patreon account. You can find the link to that in the description below. So once again, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. And until then, goodbye for now.